Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Cornelius Gore, aka Group Sex, aka Corn, and I'm here tonight to tell y'all why slavery was a choice. Slavery in the sense of on the plantation, fresh off the boat from Africa, yes, massa, picking cotton, picking crops, that type of slavery. Fix my mustache. And also, I'm going to share with y'all how slavery is still alive and well today. First off, shout out to Young Pharaoh, shout out to Kanye West, and I'm gonna try and keep this as short as possible because I know people got short attention spans. But I'm gonna also try and pack as much information as I can into this video, because for one, I'm not getting paid to make this video. I'm just doing it just because I feel like people need to hear this. So let's get right into it. Slavery or enslavement, by definition, are both the state and condition of being a slave, someone forbidden to quit their service for another person while being treated as property. What are your choices back then as a slave? To remain a slave or to get your freedom? When did slavery start? History.com says that slavery started in 1619. It was a ship called the White Lion, and it brought the British colonies their first 20 slaves to Jamestown, Virginia. When did slavery end? If you go according to the Emancipation Proclamation, that was January 1st, 1863. If you go by the 13th Amendment, which was after the Civil War, that was in 1865. So we're talking about 244 years of enslavement by our ancestors, black Africans. Okay, let's just think here. Remain a slave for 244 years. That means that I'm a slave. My kids are a slave. My grandkids are a slave. My great great grandkids. My great 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 great. Everybody's a slave for what is that, like 10, 11, 12 generations? Or am I gonna off the rip be like, nah, I'm not banging with this, dip out, get my freedom? Because this is what happened. There was slaves who said off rip, nah, I'm not having this, I'm out. They went to Florida, they set up settlements, they had their freedom. All right, we're gonna get to that. And then on the flip side, there was slaves who remained slaves, and their kids remained slaves, and they continued that mentality of enslavement for entire 244 years. So was it a choice? Yes, because you could remain a slave on the plantation, or you could get up out of there and get your freedom. 13th Amendment. All right, we're going to dive into that real quick before we get into the other part. 13th Amendment says, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. What that is saying is that, this is the 13th Amendment too. What that is saying is that any place that slavery doesn't exist, any place that the United States has jurisdiction or within the United States, except if you've been convicted of a crime. And that's coming from nationalgeographic.org. Now, we go to census.gov, right? And this is of July 1st, 2019. And, all right, we diving deep into the 13th Amendment, and we get into how slavery is still alive and well today. And that's through the prison system. Google search, which country has the most prisoners? And you'll find that answer easy, United States. Then Google search, how many prisoners are in the U.S.? Easy, that answer pops up. About 2.3 million. Now, this is where it starts getting dicey. How many black people are in prison in the United States? All right, Google search that. And you won't find the answer too easy. You got to go back to your 6th grade math to, add up all those numbers. And what you get is about 33% of the prison population is black. Now, how many people are in the United States? All right, what is the population of the United States? 328 239,000 and some change. All right, that's an estimate. Black people make up 13.4%. All right, that's about 40 million black people in America. So, and all right, to give y'all perspective, black people make up 13%, white people make up 60%, Hispanics make up 18, Asians make up 5.9, Asians make up 6%. How is it that black people, 13% of the population, the whole population in America, makes up 33% of the prison population? That's take you back to the 13th Amendment. That's because slavery never really ended. All right, it just got remixed. Okay, so they stopped whipping you on the plantation and they just threw you in jail, or they convict you of a crime so that they can make you a slave again. Because according to the 13th Amendment, slavery doesn't exist except if you get convicted of a crime, then it's okay. And this is coming straight from the 13th Amendment. Now, let's take it back to why was slavery a choice? Because since the 1700s, there was black slaves off the rip who said, we not having this. And they left. They went to Florida. Black Seminoles. All right, Google me, baby. Google me. All right. So why was slavery a choice? Because you could choose to get up out of there, right? Get your freedom, or remain a slave and have your family remain as slaves and your grandkids and from generation to generation, right? Until the emancipation. Remain a slave. All right? Or get your freedom. If those don't sound like choices, then I don't know what to call them. All right, so this is coming from a PDF, glc.yale.edu. It's called the Gullah. It says Black Seminoles, and also, I didn't learn this in school, so I don't know what they was teaching in history when they talking about slaves. When they got off the plantation, they ran north. Not all slaves. Slaves was running away from their plantations and running south, because that's where these Black Seminoles, the Gullah, were located. Since the 1700s, this is the late 1700s, Black Seminoles are offshoot of the Gullah who escaped from rice plantations in South Carolina and Georgia. They built settlements in Florida. This is way, way before the Emancipation Proclamation. This was way before the 13th Amendment. This is way before blacks got their freedom. All right. Spain at this time owned Florida, but it was only being used as a buffer between Spain and England. All right, because Florida at this time was just wild jungle and swamps. So the slaves left the plantations early. They said, we out of here. And they went to Florida in the jungle and in the swamps. And that's where they built settlements, and that's where they had communities. Also says that the blacks, these slaves, reached out to Indians. And this is why other slaves were leaving their plantations and running south so that they can meet up with them in Florida, because they had a huge community down there. It said that the blacks and Indians had separate communities, but always maintained friendly relations. In time, they began to see themselves as one tribe. The Gullahs like the Indian clothes, and the Indians like the rice, the Gullah music, and their folklore. It says they raised several generations of children in freedom. They both recognized American settlers and slave owners as their common enemies. The Americans, the British, called Florida Indians Seminoles from the Spanish word Cimarron. I probably messed that up, meaning wild or untamed. They called the runaway Gullahs Seminole Negroes or Indian Negroes. As the Seminole settlements, all right, in Florida increased, because more and more slaves were escaping and running south, this was causing conflict with the Americans. This is what caused the First Gullah War. This is what caused the Second Gullah War and the Third Gullah War. All right, and it's saying, all right, so here, little quick tip. During the Second Gullah War, which lasted 6 years, 1835, these blacks killed over 1,500 American soldiers. General Jessup at this time was quoted saying, "This, you may be assured, is a Negro and not Indian war." U.S. Congressman of this time was quoted, "These black fighters were contending against the whole military power of the United States." And finally, when the U.S. Army captured these black Seminoles, the officers refused to return them to slavery, fearing that these seasoned warriors accustomed to freedom would wreak havoc on southern plantations. I should just end the video right now. Oh, man. So I got a lot more about these black Seminoles and their settlements and everything, but this video is already starting to get long, so I'll let y'all do your own research. And that was just to show you that slavery was indeed a choice. All right, you could remain a slave or you could get out of there, which a lot of black slaves did. So I say all that to say that slavery is not just physical, all right? Slavery is a mentality. And if you continue to have this slave mentality, by default, you've only given yourself one choice because you feel that there's no way out. All right, so you can do your own research. The Gullah Black Seminoles, search this up. It's easy to find. And y'all will see that there was blacks in America who been had their freedom for years, for generations, well before our freedom was given to us by the United States government. So again, everybody do your research. All right, we got to dig deeper, and you got to break out of your chains because slavery is still going on. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share the video. I'm on TikTok. Oh yeah, at Cornelius Gore. I'm on Instagram at die.cornelius. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Snapchat. And I'm on Facebook right now because you're watching this video. And if you watch this all the way through, thank you. I really appreciate you. I love you. I'm out.